Okay, so here's an image that I shot down in Koh Chang about a week ago. It's an after sunset image and I like it. And it got good reception on social media. Yeah, people hit the like and they hit the red heart and that kind of thing. But some people actually took the time to leave some comments. And that's what I mean by good reception, because if they take the time to leave a comment, that shows to me that they're drawn into it or touched by it enough to actually say something about it. So I thought I'd take the time to say something about it for my photographer friends that want to know like what I did to capture it, and just for anybody in general that wants to see how an image like this is made. Now after this monologue, I'll show you the video in real time of kind of what the sun looked like before it went into position, because it looked like a very bleak night. It looked like nothing was really going to happen. But then I have actual video footage of the moment that I captured it, and the colors that you see there on the water and in the sky really were there. I mean, this is how the scene looked, and it is kind of amazing. So what I was shooting on was a 70 to 200 lens, and I had it backed off to 70, which is narrow, but it's nowhere near the lens that you would use to get a wide shot like this. Now I had a 50 prime on a film body because I had this film camera out there that I was shooting with, and I took that 50 prime, which is a little wider, but still, again, nowhere near wide enough for landscape photography. So what I did was, and I think we're all familiar with photo stitching. You know, our cell phone cameras have ability to shoot panos and stitch stuff together. So I think a lot of people are familiar with that. So what I did was, I panned the camera a little to the left of the scene, and I shot a stack of 5 images, a middle exposure, and then 2 brighter and 2 darker of the same image, and then I panned it a little bit to the right and I did the same thing. So technically I had 10 photos, 5 over here to the left, 5 to the right. In HDR Pro, which is a module in Photoshop, is where you bring those 5 images together, and what that does is those brighter ones and the darker ones, it lets you get all your highlights and your shadows all together in one image. And it's still kind of flat looking, but you get to create it from there. So essentially I had these 2 flat looking images, a left and a right, and I merged them together, or stitched them as we say, in the center. And Photoshop does all that. You don't really have to do anything. But now because I shoot in RAW format and not in like a JPEG, like a cell phone or a point and shoot, I take those raw images that are very flat looking, and all I did to this image was I added a little bit of contrast, just a little bit, little bit of saturation, like I might have went like 5 on the saturation, which I could have went up to 100, but I just went 5, and then a little bit of sharpness. And other than that, that's it. And those three adjustments you could make with an app in your cell phone. So that's really all that was done to this image. Was they were stitched together, and then a little bit of contrast, sharpness, and a little bit of saturation. So if you want to, you can take the time, keep watching the video, and you're going to see in real time what the sun looked like before the sun went down. It looked very bleak, as if, why is this guy even standing there, because nothing's going to happen. But with sunset photography, landscape photography, anything with the sky like this, it can change literally in an instant. And as soon as the sun went down, it did change, and this whole scene just lit up very quickly, and then it started to diminish very quickly over the period of about 4 to 5 minutes. And I just kept firing away, and this is what I created. So if you have the time, go ahead and keep watching. But it's looking like the sun's coming into position, and we got a boat out there. I don't know if the video can pick that up, but fighting a few battles here. I've got dead batteries in the video, so I'm real quick switching them around. I just came from getting a massage and I'm covered with oil, although I did clean it off my hands. But I know that sounds like a horrible battle, right? But let's start firing off some images. And I wanted to kind of do the video in real time, because all of a sudden it's looking like, after I've been sitting here waiting and nothing happening, it's looking like we're actually going to get a sunset. Where we're actually going to see the sun, and it's going to go real quick, real quick. So I'm just going to keep shooting video here at the same time I'm shooting the stills. And the sun's going to go down, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so we can kind of see that sun. And at this point, because the sun is literally dropping right behind that island, between the islands actually, I'm just going to keep firing a series of 5 every couple seconds. And you're seeing the sun kind of just go down right in real time. I know I'm shaking the camera around a little bit. I'm going to try to do a better job here because I'm working 2 cameras at the same time. The sun is going down right there in real time. And I got some video running, and I'm shooting the camera at the same time here. And if you just keep your eye on that sun, it's setting really quickly. At this time of year, you know, this is November 29th. I'm in Koh Chang. I'm on Koh Chang here in Thailand, down in the Gulf of Thailand. And I stood out here for probably about a half hour waiting, not thinking the sun would even appear. And at the last second, it just pops out. We do have some striped clouds through it there. And I'm sorry, my video is tilting, but the whole time I'm doing this, I don't know if you can hear the shutter on the big camera. And I was kind of hoping I would get a boat moving through there. I have a boat off to my left that just came out of the canal, but I don't think he's going to head into the sun. That human element just makes it so much better. Okay, I'm zoomed out at 55 on the video. And you can see it going, literally dropping in seconds. I'm marking, my video right now is at 1 minute and 35 seconds. And that sun is just dropping really quick. And then I'm going to stay out here for a while, because sometimes, even after the sun goes down, you get some awesome shots. Sometimes. You never know. Sometimes when the sun goes down, it's like somebody turned out the lights. But at this point, I just keep firing brackets of 5. I know some people are worried about storage space on their SD cards and their hard drives. I brought a 1 terabyte drive with me to store on, but I'm not going to save all these photos. I'm going to, go through them, and just the ones that I don't need, I delete. Some people might look at it as a spray and pray kind of thing, but you know what? You're mounted on a tripod. You just keep firing. You delete what you don't need. And we're at 2 minutes now. It's 1 minute from when I marked my time before, and look how much the sun has set. It goes down that quick. And probably in the next minute, it's going to be gone. So now the sky changed yet again to this. It just lit up these clouds in layers, and I switched and put the 50 on so that I can get a wider view. And it's absolutely amazing. You got this bright blue patch out there. I just turned the tripod, so I'm going to lock it. I'm running live view right now. And there's the live view off the back of the camera. Got some guys out here fishing. It's actually beautiful out here right now. I'm sweating a lot, profusely actually. It's humid, but it's actually absolutely gorgeous sunset tonight. We went from thinking we weren't going to see anything to seeing this amazing sunset where the sun actually, the traditional round sun came out, and then we got these backlit layers, and this is now fading quickly. I've been shooting here and I haven't been changing my exposure correctly, so there we go. The exposures are getting longer and longer, and now the camera's got to think a little bit. What it's doing when it's thinking is it's applying the long exposure noise reduction. Okay, I think that's going to be a wrap.